The Chiappa Wildlands in 44 Magnum. Let's check it out. The Model 1892 was designed by John Moses Browning. I mean, the man is insatiable with all the different designs that he created and that are still super popular today. The Model 1892 is as popular as it's ever been. Great for hunters, great just to go out and shoot. It's very fast and handy, but yet it's really quick to reload. It's one of the things about lever action that I love. And of course, it was one of the firearms that tamed the Old West. Originally designed in black powder, but now there are modern cartridges that take this to wherever you want to go, especially with 44 Magnum. With 44 Magnum, 44 Special, I mean, it gives you some options, and there are a ton of different loads that you can use. The Chiappa is made in Italy. This is a really unique firearm. There's a lot of features to it, and we really appreciate Chiappa for sending the Wildlands for this test and evaluation. Now, the Chiappa Wildlands was part of the Father's Day gift guide on GetZone.com. We took it out to the range then and did quite a bit of shooting, but since that time, we have really enjoyed this little handy lever action rifle. Guys, there's just something about a lever action that's just all about America. And whether you love cowboys, you love westerns, or you love to hunt, this has been a huge part of American history. And today, again, it's just as popular as it's ever been. The black finish on this rifle, though, really sets it apart from your traditional look, but there's a lot of functionality. So first, let's go ahead and make sure the gun is unloaded, and it is. The 1892 is a single action rifle, so you pull the hammer back or you can hit the lever and then a really nice break. We'll check the trigger pull weight in a minute, but it's just a very smooth shooting firearm. One of the big things about the 1892 is it does have top ejection, but when you bring it back and close it, these are double locking lugs, and it is really a strong action. Very nice trigger pull. This does have the larger loop, but it does have a paracord sleeve right here, which makes it really look good. But guys, if you are bringing that lever down a lot, you can really wear your hands on metal. So I really like this addition. This is a side-loading lever action, has a nice Cerakote finish on the receiver and barrel. But then here on the bolt, a beautiful DLC coating, which is going to give this a lot of lubrication, bringing it back and forth. It has the octagon barrel. It goes halfway and then it smooths out to a round barrel. Now, because the shells eject from the top, traditionally they've had a lot of different type mounts to fit over this. But here with this Picatinny rail that fits forward just like a scout mount, you're able to put on a scope, a sight, red dot, whatever you want to, yet you don't have to worry about those shells ejecting out of the top. Here at the rear of the base, there is a Skinner Peep Sight. And then here at the front, we have a fiber optic rod. This really mates well with that Skinner Peep Sight. And then you have a threaded barrel for suppressors or even a compensator. Now the stock is wood, but it's been laminated, so it gives it a lot of strength, especially out in the outdoors. And it does have this texturing that's all along the side, which is some kind of epoxy texturing. One thing I do like about the forearm is it's actually triangled out, so it gives you a really nice platform in your hand, but also if you're putting this on some kind of rest, it makes it a lot more level. And for guys with larger hands, you're going to really enjoy this thickness. But even with my size hands, it just gives you a good solid feel on the rifle. Nice rubberized butt pad and a quick detach paracord sling that's really comfortable. Now, even though it's side loading, we have a tubular magazine that you can remove, and you can take this and just start to turn it, Once you get it spinning, you get that lever in the right place, this will come right out, and this reveals your magazine. You do have a takedown model. You pull out your tube like we've shown, and you open your action and you twist, and it'll open this up. This is the solid frame model, and the takedown model runs a couple $100 more. But to be honest with you, it would be really nice to have that takedown model, especially as a hunting rifle you want to pack it in, or even a survival rifle. The trigger pull action, there's no take up. It's just a nice crisp break. And there's no over travel. We're going to check trigger pull weight with our Lyman trigger gauge from Brownells. 2 pounds, 2.4 ounces. 2 pounds, 4.7 ounces. Really clean break and a nice light trigger pull. Now the weight on the rifle with the sling. 6 pounds, 14.8 ounces. And the overall length is 34.5 inches. And that's really nice to have that 16.5 inch barrel. It really makes this a very handy rifle. And while 44 Magnum is a great handgun round, in this rifle, it is really stout. .44 Magnum packs a punch. I mean, it's got a nice little punch to it, and it really is very capable of taking down a lot of the game in North America. I mean, it is a solid round. Then when you go down to the 44 Specials, I mean, it's really soft to shoot. And we started out with 44 Specials originally, and it was just such a pleasure just to plink, just to get those loads off, you know, for whatever you're doing. But when you go to the 44 Magnum, it does pack a punch, and it's really nice to have a rifle that will do both. Now also what's cool is we can put on our optic out here in our scout mount. You can do a magnified optic with the long eye relief, or you can do just a red dot like we did. And we took one of the Primary Arms MD25s, just held up very well. But to be honest with you, these sights with the Skinner Peep Sight and that front fiber optic sight, I mean, it's so easy to find in the first place. In fact, this to me is a primitive red dot. Now the paracord on the lever really aids in keeping your hands comfortable. And one of the things you'll know is if you like to shoot lever action and you're dropping that lever down, it can really wear on your hands. So this paracord makes it a really nice addition. Plus, if you find yourself in a survival situation, you have paracord, and then again, with the sling, you've got the paracord here. And then with the takedown models, it really makes it nice to be able to pack away in a backpack. Now this is one of their new models, but they do make a number of takedown models that we've talked about, not only in 44 Magnum, but also 4570. When it comes to accuracy, we were getting about 2-inch groups at 100 yards, even with the little red dot. Unfortunately, my camera was not on. I think my battery died. And so we didn't get to show it. But guys, these rifles are definitely capable of getting 2 or less inch groups at 100 yards. So overall, a really nice versatile rifle to take to the range, or if you want to go hunting, or for that matter, for self-defense. Very quick to load, very handy, and just a lot of fun. And now the retail price on the Chiappa Wildlands is $1,579. And of course, market price will be less. I did see that Winchester's Model 1892 is about $1,300, and it doesn't have all the features that you have on the Chiappa. But with the laminated stock, it's going to be great to take outdoors, and with this nice finish, of course the versatility of 44 Magnum, with all the different choices you have in that caliber, plus you have the 44 Specials, which makes it really a pleasure to take out, especially first-time shooters, to go out and just fire off a few rounds. Having the rail at the front gives you a lot of options as a scout setup, or you can put a red dot on here, and then the Skinner Peep Sights. I mean, guys, really, I mean, it'll get you on target with no problem. And again, we appreciate Chiappa for sending the Wildlands for this review, and also for Get Zone for putting all this together. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. very fast to reload, really designed right at the end of, and in fact we do some now the Chiappa. One of the big things about the 1892, it is top, okay. And then here at the front we, shoot, whoops. Nice rubberized butt cheek. Of course, one of the things I do love is the